Hello, everybody, and welcome to Task Force Unlikely / Star Chasers Timbergorge. So, technically, this is a Star Chasers episode, but not all the Star Chasers are here. Sadly, we're down a CC, which we'll talk about in a second. Okay, so last time on Star Chasers, you all got into a bar fight with the intellectually distinct Bounty Hunters Guild. It's been a while.
And we took on a new crew member.
And you met Frosticles, Wizard of the North.
Yes.
A dragonborn barbarian bro.
Charmed, I'm sure.
And yes, and you all gained a clue as to perhaps where to head next. The desert planet in the system. But you're currently still in the bar. And last time on Task Force Unlikely, they went to a fancy ball and met up with Dancelap and Vianti and had to fight Valinger Shadowmantle, who turned out to be a real lich. So, yeah.
Drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff.
Okay. So, Star Chasers, as you are sitting in this bar, you've all retired to your rooms for the night, however many you'd wanted to rent. There's like 7 of you now in total, between Knifey, Alvar, Warminster, and Frosticles, and then the core 3 members. And as you do, you all are looking down the hallway, walking down it, and a choking smoke fills the hallway and rushes past all of you.
Like, how high? Like,
It
fog along the floor, or is it like there's fire in one of these rooms?
It looks like there's a fire in one of these rooms.
Does it smell like fire smoke?
It smells like fire smoke, yes.
Oh no.
To be technical, I make sure that I've cast mage armor.
Okay.
Must have been just the end of that 8 hours. And I fully expect Storm to leap into action, and I shall follow in his...
Yeah, I'm going to...
Because it's the second floor of an inn or something?
Yeah, so it's it's an
People
iceberg, too. You're not sure what's on fire.
Yes, well, no.
Does this feel like magic or actual thing?
It comes out of nowhere in such a way where it certainly seems more like magic than an actual fire. You feel like you would have seen more signs of a real fire up until now, and kind of the amount of smoke there is just all of a sudden.
Okay, and we can't see through it?
No.
Okay.
So I may have cast a fireball. More bounty hunters, perhaps?
Does it... I mean... Yeah, so what do we hear? Anything... Are there people experiencing dilemma, like...
No.
Consternation at this?
And looking around, Alvar, Warminster, Frosticles, and Knifey are just walking through it as if nothing is there.
Okay.
I'm gonna get low on the ground.
Okay.
I'm gonna creep into the smoke, and does it smell like? I mean, is it worse? Is it bad?
Yeah,
Does
it stings and it smells.
Oh, but is it worse towards
All right, I'm gonna cast
the floor?
Dispel magic.
Okay. As you cast...
I would like to say that I also get low by walking at my normal height after the door.
Yeah, Knifey's just like, this is fine.
You stand on your tippy toes to get low.
Yeah, a little bit. Tail is very misleading.
Storm, as you cast Dispel Magic, the smoke swirls around you, and looking around, you and Hester are standing in a heavily wooded area. with an open field ahead of you, the heavy woods behind you, a slight open field where there are a series of destroyed buildings.
Does this feel like the Shadowfell did?
It does feel very Shadowfell-y.
Ooh. And like Innistrad did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
Hester, are we... Hester, are you?
Yes, I am here, right?
Yes, it's you and Hester, no Marley.
And
No...
we're in the middle of a wooden clearing with destroyed buildings. Like I'm imagining they're timber, not to cut to the quick of it. But
yes, they look like log cabins that have been smashed.
Oh, smashed, not burnt. So there's none of that smoke smell here.
Looking around, you can see in the distance, it looks like there is a forest fire burning.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh no, this is terrible. And there's no one else around.
Give me a perception check.
I will.
Me as well.
I got a 22.
Okay.
Lovely. I got a dice. 7.
Okay. 22. I'll talk about what you see in a second, Storm.
Okay.
Task Force Unlikely. You all have walked home from the party. You're waking up the next day, and similarly, up on the second floor, just smoke starts pouring down the hallway and out through the second floor.
Who's got this house? Gayle will try to run upstairs and see what the problem is.
Okay.
Turn the forge off. How much would a dwarf need to drink to get a hangover?
Navira's gonna pull her sword out, pull Gayle back, and let the person with fire resistance go first.
Okay.
I have a ring for that, I think. I still have it.
Somewhere.
Yes, but are you attuned to it?
Somewhere around here.
Possibly.
We definitely got rings of fire resistance for everyone.
Didn't already
you and I
have
don't
fire
need it.
resistance, which was Gayle and Kaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Figured we'd even the playing field a little bit.
So Navira, you step forward and the smoke just begins pouring and pouring heavier and heavier down the hallway and up until the point where you can no longer see Gayle and she is like, a foot from you.
That's not good. Don't like that.
Okay, at this point, Kaw's probably going to burst into the house because she sees this from outside
Mm-hmm.
and is making all of the three noises that are everyone's names, just like in order.
Okay. So Navira, you can hear Kaw calling out to you, Gayle, and Tarbek.
Tarbek will roll out of bed and be like, I'm up. Well, I miss. Ugh. Okay, give me a second. And
Would the loud sound of a fire wake Tarbek up a little bit more?
he lives in a volcano.
Yeah, but is he there now?
You're not in a volcano.
It is this white noise there, I'm afraid. It's his rainforest.
Yeah, I
sounds.
put him back to sleep.
Just like home. No, Tarbek will actually stumble out of his bed. His armor is like barely on. He's sort of dragging his shield behind him. It's like...
At that point, I sweep in the general direction of Gayle and Tarbek and try to push them in the directions towards the stairs.
Okay.
What?
So
Just move!
as you get to the top,
I'm not even good at that when I'm not hungover.
As you get to the top of the stairs and you can see Kaw down at the bottom of the stairs, the smoke overtakes you all and you are standing in a wooded area looking across a shattered field of log cabins, and you can see what looked like a halfling and a Tabaxi across the clearing from you. The four of you having just been in the Shadowfell, and Tarbek having been to a dread domain of Ravenloft before, that's this. This is getting real bad. Kaw, you definitely are like, yeah, no, Shadowfell, dread domain vibes, cool.
So we have to find another fucking set of keys or whatever.
Storm.
Vera's gonna sit down in the grass and put her head in her hands, just be like, again, deal with this shit every goddamn week. I'm tired of it. Can't get one good night's sleep.
Oh, I got the skull thing where you can probably just kind of, slap a couple times to get home real quick.
None of the lights on the skull are lit.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Something tells me that's not gonna work.
You hear a string of every single curse in Infernal in Navira's voice.
Awesome.
Storm of Stars. Across the field, across this shattered homestead area, you see a couple things. One, it looks like there's a couple humans picking through the wreckage. They're kind of in the distance, and they haven't seemed to have noticed you yet. Okay. And about 100 feet from you, a heavy wind kicks up, and it blows some of the smoke from the forest fire, and in its wake, it leaves 4 adventurers. What looks like some sort of elf, a dwarf, a kenku, and a tiefling.
Do they seem to have noticed us?
The kenku definitely has with her passive perception.
I will raise my. How far away are we from each other?
About 100 feet from each other.
I'm going to say, Hester, look. Friends.
Look at that. I can barely see over these.
May I?
Can Kaw recognize Storm at this distance? Because they've met.
Have they met?
Very briefly at the end of the Neverwinter.
Oh, yes. Right. When Nella was reunited with Barkarl.
That means Tarbek would have met him as well.
That's right.
Yeah, well, you two certainly. There are only so many well-dressed bard Tabaxi adventurers
pretty distinct.
Who are beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. He's a very distinct orange color.
That's right.
I haven't seen him since he did that tour with that other guy.
So,
That's right.
Yeah, the two of you probably do recognize Storm of Stars. You may not know his name, but you recognize him.
I'll have a T-shirt from one of his concerts.
Do I recognize Tarbek and Lady?
Yeah, probably in the same way. You may not know their names, but you're like, they hung out with Nella once.
Yes. I know 2 of them. Hester, can you see them?
Well, yes. One of them is a crying demon.
But no, I don't know. I think she's a
Devil.
Devil. Yeah, don't mess that up.
Okay. Yeah. No, they do not like that.
It's hard to tell how. I thought she was very tall, but she seems to. I don't know. Maybe she sat down. Let's head over there.
Yes.
Do you want me to?
No, I'm okay. I just was very disoriented.
That's all right. I'll keep your pace. You set the pace.
Okay. Then thank you.
Sure.
It's a very short party aside from Navira, so I'm sure Hester will be right at home.
It's not so bad. If Navira stays sitting, it's quite nice.
She's still probably taller than most of us.
Hello, friends. Is this your home, or?
My reply is no.
Oh, God, I wish.
You wish?
You wish? You wish to be in some weird dimension?
No, I just wish that I was at home. I'm not feeling great. I think I had a little bit too much of the good stuff last night.
Oh, hi!
Does Hester do that?
No, that's Marty purely. I do nod though. I've had too much of the good stuff myself before.
Oh, and Hester, your knicker lickers are gone.
Excuse me. Okay, I was going to offer some hair of the dog, but apparently all my dogs are gone.
I don't know.
Well, now I'm distressed.
So we just materialized here. Is that what happened to you as well?
It is certain.
Shit, as always.
As always.
Ew.
This isn't the first time.
Oh, well, you have me at a disadvantage then, and perhaps we can play to your advantage of having been here or somewhere like here before. I've had a brief stint in two spooky places, one quite recently.
Yes, this is Innistrad, isn't it? We're in some fucking haunted logging town. Okay.
Do you see those two over there? I point at the humans. I'm not sure if they're in a situation similar to us, or perhaps they're natives. Perhaps we could investigate.
Okay. Gayle's gonna go over and talk to the humans.
How far away are they from us, Andy?
They are a bit further from you. They're probably about 100 yards away from you.
How do they? What's the vibe that they have? Is it discernible at all? Can we read their energy at all?
Give me an insight check.
Sure.
So they're picking through ruins and such.
Humans out here just vibing in the Shadowfell.
I'm gonna say vibe check.
19.
Give you a 5 check.
What was that, Jay? I'll give you a vibe check.
Roll vibe check.
Yeah.
Roll for vibe check.
You want to roll under their vibe. Yeah. So Storm, it looks like they're picking through their homestead kind of thing. They're dressed, you'd say a bit like maybe barbarian-y, kind of heavy furs, thick boots. They seem to be dressed for the weather. It's pretty cold here. They've got axes and spears, it looks like.
And do they appear to be going through their own home or a place that they're checking out?
Their own home from the general.
That contextualizes it. Okay, cool. Great. So I'm still going to approach with stealth.
Okay.
Gayle's just gonna walk over.
And Gayle's just gonna walk over?
That's fine. I'm just saying,
I'm naturally covered.
So
I say in Dwarvish to the hungover one, do you need a hand, grandfather? I will kind of offer my arm, and
I'll be all right, thank you.
Yeah. All right.
I've never been called grandfather. Well, actually.
And I have a distinct valley accent when I use Dwarvish.
Do you have? Is there out of character
mountain where I speak?
A bit far from the mountain. Okay.
Where I learned it.
Not like Dwarvish Valley Girl, because that's how I interpreted what you said.
Well, I
will take either interpretation.
So it means you learned it not. Did you learn it through formal education or learn it through
It's like a third language in my home, but it's all very distilled in pidgin and
it's fair enough.
Spanglish, but for dwarves.
Dwarfling.
Yes.
Dwarman.
Yes.
Okay.
Easier than the hardest to understand is Norfish. You don't want to.
So Gayle is just walking straight towards them. Storm is going to be following her in some stealth. Would anyone else like to follow her at stealth or just walk with her or stand here?
I'll walk.
I'll walk with Gayle.
Okay. So Task Force Unlikely en masse.
We're not exactly the most inconspicuous group.
Yeah, we are teaching Storm a lesson on how we do stealth, which is
We don't.
That probably explains my 4.
As a
Which turns
group,
into a 15. Which turns into a
God.
15, but
Jesus.
Well,
as a group, we're basically like the first riff of the refugee song. It's like that's everywhere we go. It's
It's slow motion and everything.
basically.
yeah, how are
Cool.
you managing that? That's pretty impressive.
So yeah, Storm is sort of picking up on the inherent metal vibe of the team, I guess, and it's sort of like, ooh, okay, these guys are a crew.
I'm shadowing the dwarf, prepared to take his hat and jacket should they need taking.
Okay, so Task Force Unlikely metal album covers their way over to these two barbarians, and
We've made that into a verb, by the way. Happened around episode 18.
It's like episode
basically.
yeah,
1, where we were like, this group is a metal band cover.
and
By
Storm
the
is
embassy
like,
fire for sure.
yeah, oh for sure. Storm is in the background, tumbling behind them, presuming that
Pretty much.
that they are distracting enough that he's kind of getting away with it.
By 4. That's good.
Oh fuck! Between the two of us, we're Calvin and Hobbes.
We are.
Oh, you guys totally are.
Shit. Okay. Well, I accept.
That kind of really works.
Yeah, it really does.
Yes, it doesn't. All right.
Okay. You all approach the sorry about that. Okay, so you all are approaching the barbarians. Let me get my chat back. You all are approaching the barbarians. They stand up straight. They don't unsheath their weapons, but they are standing on guard. And one of them steps forward and says, "Are you outsiders?"
Aye.
They'll kind of look at each other and they'll say, "Is the fire line broken?"
I mean, I feel fine.
Cannot predict now.
We could tell you if we had any idea what that meant.
Yes.
Did you come through the trees?
We
The-
came through smoke.
Smoke. They'll look at each other and they'll say, they'll say we should get the patriarch, and one of them will go away, and the one remaining looks at you and says, you didn't cross over a border of burning trees. You were just taken by smoke.
Yes.
I mean, we're inside a wooden building, but I don't think it was on fire at the time. Was it on fire at the time? Ah, fuck, I bet it was Victor.
Isn't your beard on fire, sir?
Look, that just happens. It's whatever.
Yes.
Well-
Never caught anything else on fire. Important.
Right. So, how long has this fire been burning, folks?
They'll say years.
Years?
Yes.
What part of Innistrad are we on? And where can we teleport back? Or have we know an Inquisitor?
I have the sigil sequence to Manchun's teleportation circle. So
Oh, that's not going to be great. But yes, we can.
he's a friend of ours. I mean,
Kinda-
come on.
kind of look at Task Force Unlikely and say they have the smoke madness. Truly sad.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly.
I feel very sold out.
Yeah, he didn't understand any of the words you just said.
All right. Well,
You wouldn't happen to know where we are, would you?
He says it used to be called the Green Quills. It was part of the Nentir Vale.
Can I make a religion check or a history check or?
yeah, so I checked my Let's Flow Europe guidebook. Do I know anything about the Nentir?
Yeah. So, history check from
Sure.
16.
Hester. History check with disadvantage from Tarbek.
Okay.
You should have brought a guidebook.
It's 11.
Okay.
With Kaw's knowledge of Dread Realms, what would that end up looking like?
History check. Just a straight history check.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay.
Well, it's why even bother?
Well, 14?
15.
15. Okay. Okay, so
Oh, 4th edition. Fuck.
Hester, yes, you know that the Nentir Vale is a world. It actually shares some of the same gods that
yes, quite a few actually
are present on Mirador. It's the whole pantheon, isn't it?
It's pretty much the Dawnwell pantheon. I really did care for them.
So the Nentir Vale kind of clicks immediately, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's a different campaign setting. It's a different sphere. As far as you know, it's not all on fire, though.
Yes. No.
How can it? Is it a magical fire?
He says it's never stopped burning. The trees don't. It doesn't catch any of the other trees on fire, and they never burn down to ashes. They just burn.
So, what is the overall effect? It's simply a terrain hazard?
It's a barrier preventing us from leaving and other things from coming in.
You're trapped here.
We're trapped here. And Kaw, with your 15, you have heard tales of the Green Quills. They were part of the Feywild, which occasionally parts of the Feywild just materialize on prime material planes. Part of the forest caught fire, and the Fey Lord who watched over the land was like, "Oh no," and just let it go into the Shadowfell.
It's a very Fey thing to do.
Yes. Oh, you've ruined my garden. No, thank you.
I don't know them.
Hard pass.
I said not right now.
And with my 11, I know there's trees here.
Mm-hmm. You with an 11, you've just never heard of the Nentir Vale. It's not a part of Faerun. You're almost positive of that. Although,
Not part of Faerun or the Fire Plane, so not my problem.
Ironically, it almost was part of Faerun. But, so eventually, any other questions for this guy before some more NPCs appear?
No, we are Helen gone.
Clicked through all the dialogue options.
Start getting repeats.
Yeah, fire always.
I'd like to ask more about that. No, I've done all these. Back to the thing we were talking about.
I swear one of these was highlighted still.
Might have missed it. I have to go.
Okay. So eventually, the other person comes back, and a gruff old man with a bunch of battle scars across his face and torso. He's got a tank top of furs on. And he's walking with a noticeable limp and a big axe strapped to his back. He's approaching as well as two young women by his sides.
I kind of look to him and just give him a nod and don't say anything.
I say, greetings, friends. We are strangers to your community. We suddenly found ourselves in your presence. Your friends say that we suffer smoke madness, but I haven't had anything today.
Call laughs.
He will nod, and he will say, "Then I am sorry you are here."
Well, there's no evil talking swords or anything like that. It's not the worst dread realm we've been in. Actually, this is probably the best one so far. It's nice trees.
Reply hazy. Try again.
And he starts eyeing the
Atmosphere.
trees very suspiciously.
Always a good sign.
Kind of squints at all of them. And he says, "I wouldn't compliment the trees.
Would you rather I insult them?
That's not wise either."
Fair enough.
Your
Oh,
pardon.
those kind of trees. All right. I'll shut up about the trees.
What do you say, Storm?
I was going to say your pardon. Is there any? Have you investigated? How long has this been going on?
He'll say, "We have been trapped here for 2 years."
What's keeping you in?
He says, "We cannot cross the flaming borders." And one of the women will start to talk, and she says, "Yes, but we have not tried to escape through the rivers." To which the man says, "And the wall of steam will certainly bake us alive. I have heard your pleas, my dear niece. They will not work either."
And you haven't tried any magic that can give you some resistance to the heat or even an immunity to it? Do you have those resources available or no?
He says, "We have some druids, and there are some dryad witches who are not unwilling to help, but nothing helps." And he'll look at the other woman, not his niece, who he says, "My daughter has an idea that involves magic, but I do not trust it."
What is the idea?
And the woman will step forward, and she is dressed less in furs and more like a druid, you would say. She kind of has wood armor about her, lots of green flowing robes. She has less scars than her father, but still a good amount of scars on her face and arms.
And the scars are like from fighting or fire?
From fighting more than fire. None of these three have any burn scars, but they're all kind of scratches and animal marks or weapon marks. The druid will say, she will say that if they can heal the land if they work certain magics on it, and that will be enough to stop the fires. We have to work in unison with the remaining flora and fauna. And the man kind of grumbles at that and says, "They're trying to kill us at every turn. The land hates us. We have to fight back."
Can you elaborate? The land hates you?
He'll kind of look around. He'll kind of gesture around. He'll point to the fire in the distance. He'll point at the homesteads, and he says, "We were peaceful hunters and gatherers until one day some mad treant came and destroyed all our homes."
It's always the trains.
Huh? Really?
There's a reason we don't have any trees underground.
I don't know what to say to that. A mad treant? Like insane or angered?
Yes.
Yes.
I see. That's a great combination. You just appeared. There was no attempt at communication prior to this attack.
No, he interrupted our camp one day, and shortly after that, the trees caught fire, and any attempt at building a home, he destroys.
Do
May
not
I ask-
seem like a very... Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right.
You go first.
I was just gonna ask what perhaps was going on before the attack. What was being interrupted?
We had simply made camp. We talked to him the night before about hunting in his woods. He gave us his approval, and then he snapped.
Huh.
So these are not your structures?
They were before they were smashed by the treant. We tried to make a life here, and he thwarts us at every turn.
And this is a cycle.
Yes.
Do you think perhaps building houses of stone and not out of the bodies of his fellows would have him less angered?
He will say, wow, somebody went to college. No,
Thank you for noticing.
he will
If you
say,
need a house made of stone, I can do it in about 15 minutes.
yeah, he will say, we don't have the instruments nor the means to mine stone.
I kind of look
Slow
around. It's
turn
like,
to Tarbek.
all right, then.
I apologize.
Do you have a cave nearby? Any sort of stone at all, even if it's uncut stone?
Yeah, he says, there is a stone cliff face.
Lead me to that cliff face. Give me about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Well, and where is it your treant retires to?
Yes. I that's interesting to me.
He says he could be anywhere in these woods. I don't know where he stays.
Well,
That's terribly ominous. Okay.
I propose going into the wood and trying to parley with the treant, which I'm willing to undertake on your behalf.
With that plan of action in mind, augury.
The next 30 minutes, neither weal nor woe.
Reply hazy. Try again.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but that was very hazy reply, yes.
Look, do we want to... We can try parlaying. It's not the worst idea I've ever heard. And, we've always got the second option if that doesn't work.
Well, there must be. I mean, if there's some offense been committed, whether knowingly or unknowingly, clarity is going. If we can achieve that, we maybe can resolve this amicably. And if we're if for some reason the treant has somehow taken leave of their senses, have been swayed by some fell influence or something, which does not seem unlikely in this environment, despite your appreciation for the environment, sir. I don't know. But neither good nor bad.
I would assume that either it's going to take longer than 30 minutes to find the treant, or there's some very dark magic afoot that is making the treant less amicable than treants normally are. Which it tends to vary depending on how many trees you're cutting down.
I've only heard dreadful stories, but I didn't go there.
Well, that's because people who usually go into woods and mess with tree ants are all lumberjacks.
They are important.
And that's why there's the Faerun-wide lumberjack shortage.
I have another character who's a lumberjack. I did not bring him.
Well, yes, I quite resent being brought here against my will, but yes, we could perhaps speak to your treant, get them to see reason, perhaps build some houses of stone.
How close are we to this fire?
The fire burns like probably a mile away. And you can see it's in all directions at various distances. At its closest, it's about a mile away, but it kind of there's a giant circle of flames ultimately.
And there are untouched, unburnt trees between the community and the fire.
Correct. Yes.
And we've gathered that it doesn't advance; it just keeps them in, it pens them in.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will start following anyone that makes any advance, including I kind of feel obligated to make sure the dwarf doesn't lift anything too heavy by himself. He does look aged, but
I'm 150. That's not that old for a dwarf.
Oh, that's not so bad. Oh,
okay, 160, but who's counting?
I am sorry. One more thing. Are you absolutely certain, cast detect thoughts, that none of you did anything poorly the night that it attacked?
The druid woman, who you can sense is,
I regain a first level spell.
Yes, she wants to say more than her father is. Perhaps they've had this argument over and over again. They did have a bonfire the night that they made.
Men. Okay. And that was the daughter?
Yes.
What is the niece's general disposition? She got snapped at.
She got snapped, so she's not happy. She's kind of like, never wants to... He won't even try. He is so stubborn. And that
pulling a sulk, are we?
Yeah, her and her cousin, the druid, they actually have ideas for the tribe, and perhaps it is time that they leave.
Girls. Yeah, we'll talk. All right. Yes, like these things, I believe Storm or one of them has mentioned that they are typically wardens, so they don't typically to constructions of wood or perhaps large bonfires. Some kind of big, oi, fuck off fire that would perhaps be a offering to some imaginary bear spirit or something. I know a druid. We know a druid.
Tarbek will slowly extinguish his beard.
The chief will kind of snap at you and say, he gave us pass to hunt in his woods.
Okay, well...
To hunt?
Yes, I'm sure he didn't give you pass to set fire to half of his... And mind your tone, I'm not related to you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Well, to be fair, there's sort of an implication that you can, cut down one or two trees if you just leave most of them alone. When you say, oh yeah, you can hunt in these woods, that's kind of no one goes through woods without disturbing them at all. No, that's just not possible. Or maybe I'm just not very subtle. Probably both.
Yes.
Move the detect thoughts to the dwarf. Does he seem disappointed in me at all?
Tarbek, how do you feel about this halfling?
She seems intelligent, albeit slightly annoying, and also there's this massive, it sounds like a just sort of distant screaming because he's so hungover.
Yeah, well,
Just a million bells ringing in his head.
a lot of
Have you ever
line
had that
noise.
ringing in your ears from something like tinnitus? That.
Yeah.
And there's like a hammer clanging on an anvil somewhere.
That one he actually finds soothing.
Yeah, that's white. That's also white noise
That's
for Tarbek.
that's his happy
I love
place.
this song.
I've been thought worse of. All right. Yes, move it back to Angry Barbarian Man.
Kind of glaring at you.
Yes.
He does not have a very high opinion of you.
I'd gathered.
You go into his head, it's just the angry emoji. Like, that's it.
And probably some things that are casually misogynistic. All right. Yes, Storm, I do think we should perhaps seek an audience with this spirit.
I agree.
Uh,
I mean, otherwise we're at a stalemate and a standstill, and it's just nothing's happening. You know.
yes, I
Community's
have a
condemned
feeling
to
that's
die.
kind of going around. And I'll make eye contact with both the niece and the daughter before I girl by after my catman, who may not have walked far enough away, so now I'm standing there awkwardly like I was going to go by. Really not going to go by vibe. Like, still here. Hold on.
No, let's anyone who wants to. I mean, it's interesting. Yes, let's.
I'm gonna go make sure the cat doesn't get stuck in a tree.
You can count on it.
Okay. So you all start walking through the woods. Can I get...
I moved Detect Thoughts to Storm. How seen does he feel?
Seen.
How seen does he feel? Yes.
He's wrestling with the realization that he never introduced himself to either Gayle nor Navira, nor asked their names, and is gripped with this sort of social faux pas. And
Now it's
what
been too
prevented him
long.
from introducing himself overtly to the barbarians, because he didn't want them to think like he, So
Yes,
he's
yes.
thinking about that and looking for an opportunity to organically work it into the conversation. That's what he's thinking about.
I'm so sorry. This is, of course, Storm of Stars, and I am Hester of Mirador. We haven't gotten your names. The tall woman and
Navira.
nice to meet you, Navira. Detector thoughts?
Dun, 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 dun.
There's that. It's just like it's like listening to military radar, just like analyzation of everything that's going on right now, of like where everyone is positioned, what could possibly come out of the woods, is the possibility of being attacked right now, where she's going to go if they do get attacked. It's like constant battle strategy.
Pleased to meet you, Navira. I'm sticking close to Navira. And you there, young lady. Sorry, the elf girl.
Huh?
Your name, I'm sorry, were Hester and Storm?
Oh, Gayle. Like,
Detector thoughts?
Gayle's just been like writing in a notebook. It's just notes on like stuff she's gonna do when she gets back.
Okay.
It's her shopping list.
It seems unconcerned.
Pick
And I'm
up
sorry,
more cookies.
And pardon me, my friend here is very preoccupied, but he knows you, but I do not. Grandfather, your name?
Tarbek of Clan Cinderbeard.
Yeah, and this is Lady Kaw. I remember both of them.
Car rattles for jewelry.
I know that anytime Hester says grandfather, Navira snickers a little bit.
Just cough.
Pleased to meet you, Lady Kaw. Read the bird woman's thoughts. Detect.
So at first, it comes across as really unusual or disjointed because it's not words. It's not like you would think like you or I would. It's a series of noises that doesn't make sense at first. But as you kind of listen to them, it just kind of makes like she's like, okay, find a dreadlord, figure out what its deal is, go home.
Yeah.
We've been through it so many times. We have a checklist now.
I just thought she was very taciturn. There's something else there. Well, pleased to meet you all, of course.
Charmed.
Pleasure's all mine.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm gonna play counter charm, just so we're not.
Okay.
I changed my mind.
He does this.
Wait. Question. Do we know there's like a favor in Hester as well? Is that like common knowledge?
Give me a history check.
Nope. No, I don't know. Okay. Even if I am a dwarf, I do not know about the Hester. I rolled a 6 in total.
Yeah,
and that dwarf is not as connected to dwarfs as.
Yes,
I rolled a 19 on a history check.
Well,
but not that thought has occurred to me, but
I thought Storm
had.
Yeah,
I think we've established.
Oh, maybe.
You know of a Hester, I think.
Yeah. That's right. Sorry, I have cat brain right now. So.
I understand.
Sorry about the tree comment. That might come across as a little bit ignorant.
Well, I love trees. Many of my childhood friends were trees and dryads. I mean, they have dryads and druids here.
Ooh. Once met a dryad that was in a bonsai tree, very tiny.
So, as we move into the wood, what's the vibe like? No animals or birds?
There are no animals or birds. You see evidence that there were, up until recently even, probably animals and birds. They've just been hunted to the point of extinction. Like, the barbarians are running out of food.
That makes sense.
And as you're walking through the woods, after about 20 minutes of heavy walking, you can start to hear the sound of a river. And you eventually come across a clear, swift-moving river.
Tarbek is going to go up to the river, dunk his head in for a couple seconds.
Beard sizzles.
Does it burn under the water like Greek fire?
I haven't thought about that. I think it probably just sizzles, like, because it's not any. It's burning hair essentially. And then he sort of pulls his head out and goes, "All right, much better. Okay, remind me again what we're doing."
The water is.
Navira's gonna smack him on the back of the head.
Thank you. Needed that.
We're in the middle of a dread realm. I suggest that in further occasions, you do not go sticking your head into random materials unless you want to die.
I mean, with the way my head's feeling right now, it doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world, but I'll keep that in mind.
The water is like ice cold, Tarbek. It probably feels very good for your headache. But yeah, it is shockingly cold.
Oh, my beard hasn't reignited yet. It's very...
I'm gonna touch the water. It's cold.
It's just really, really cold. Yeah.
Does it smell weird or?
Nope. And
is there an iceberg upstream?
If you do look up and downstream, you can see it winds eventually through the woods, and there does look like there's a wall of steam, kind of where it cuts through the fiery trees.
Yes, we're closer to a fire wall at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. Oi, Treant. I turn away from the fire line and just call into the woods now. Oi there, wahoo!
Ooh, decorum is important.
But we're not sitting. I could get his attention by building a cabin or setting a fire, but I think it's the wrong attention.
I agree. I'm just saying, oi is perhaps not the most appropriate form of address.
Do you speak Sylvan? Yeah, they speak Sylvan, right?
I do not.
A voice calls out from the tree line and says, do you seek Silvermaw?"
See? Elbow.
Forest
Silvermaw?
voices don't like that.
We seek the power in the wood. If that be Silvermaw, then yes. Who is this we speak with?
And a woman made of what looks like gray and burnt bark steps out of the trees.
I step behind Navira.
Fucking thing.
I approached her. Not suddenly, but do you need help? Do you need healing?
She says, "It is far beyond anything any magic healing can do at this point. If you seek Silvermaw, he is in his grove," and she will point across the river.
Who are you?
She introduces herself as Greywood. And she says she is one of the dryads of these woods, one of the Ashen dryads.
I am Storm of Stars. This is Hester, and these are our companions.
She will say, "Charmed."
Am I still drunk, or is she made of wood?
Joke.
She made
Smack.
him.
She says, "If this form is unpleasant for you," and she'll kind of wave her hand over her face, and she'll turn into an elf, but very pale, and kind of around her eyes and mouth and on her fingertips, it looks like she's frostbitten almost, like there's kind of ice and black marks all around her. She looks terribly sick.
Oh.
But she's roughly an elf instead of a tree person now.
No need for disguises or anything. Just haven't seen many dryads before.
She says, "There are very few of us left in these woods."
What happened?
She'll say, "Many of us burned when the tree line ignited, and the land is poisoned."
And the people of this plane really like being delightfully vague. Do you think you could tell us a little bit more about?
She says, there is a plague that spread through my people, like some kind of tree rot. As soon as the border caught fire, it spread. There used to be close to 100 of us. There are now perhaps a dozen.
See, now that is the good exposition.
Is she pointing us through the steam when she points at this glade?
No, she's pointing you across the river, but it's not through the steam.
Okay. Does this Silvermaw keep you here?
She says, I believe so, yes. He used to listen to all of the fairy folk of the woods, and now he keeps his own counsel. He will not listen to us anymore. He says he does this
Sounds
to
a
protect
lot like
us.
someone we just met.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a real patriarchy theme running through this film, for sure.
Smash the patriarchy.
Smash it.
Chop down the patriarch.
Yes. All right. Well, any messages for him? We're going that way.
She will say that these woods are not too far gone if he just stops giving in to hate. Perhaps RSL will take us back.
RSL.
He was our Fey Lord, and these were his gardens. He was truly a kind man.
Your Fey Lord was.
Yes.
Yes, it's more patriarchy. We should be punching right at my eye level.
Look. We will do what we can. Silvermaw.
Yes. Did this start with the bonfire?
Yes. Silvermaw believes the humans betrayed his trust. He was told to. He was quite young when the humans first arrived, and perhaps naive. He did not understand what they wanted.
The humans are under the impression only 2 years have gone by. Is it longer than that?
She will say, perhaps time travels differently for them than
this
for
is
us.
why I don't care.
Yes.
Yes.
It feels much longer to me.
Yes, definitely.
How long has our conversation been for you?
15 years. No, she'll say, 10 minutes.
Okay.
Bit drawn out, but yes, okay. Relative scale must be. All right. Well,
calculations.
Is there a way across the river?
She says, it is at its most shallow, only a short ways south from here.
Question: does it look like there's any stone around?
Yeah, there are a couple rocks in the middle of the river, and the riverbed seems like it does have some small stones, and the riverbed itself is probably made of stone.
All right. Give Tarbek 10 minutes. Tarbek will construct a stone bridge using the rubble at the bottom of the river as well as some of the larger stones. He'll even, I don't know. Basically, the way Fabricate works, and Tarbek actually does have proficiency in masonry, so it's going to be a nice bridge.
Mm-hmm.
With like a little angel cutouts and little sort of dryad motifs on the side. Very, very beautiful, very picturesque. And yeah, no, that is Fabricate. That is the spell I am casting.
Okay. So
he gets done with it, and Task Force Unlikely all holds up little scorecards.
Pretty good.
10.
Pretty good.
Kaw only carries the
9.5.
one scorecard.
Oh.
Um,
That's why you...
Reminds me of my great-grandfather. Hateful man.
I'm concerned that you don't understand how dwarves age.
Oh, his hearing's going to. But yeah, Tarbek has created a very picturesque little stone bridge across this
pillars
river.
and everything.
Is it covered?
Yeah, sure, why not?
That'd be a big.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if he can do a covered bridge. I think that's actually too large for Fabricate.
Hmm.
So it's not a covered bridge, but it does have a railing.
Right.
Safety first. Nice touch.
I will cross.
Okay.
Yes.
Storm of Stars crosses the bridge.
I will follow
Good.
Storm.
Try to perceive ahead.
Okay.
Look behind. Is the dryad just kind of standing around?
Goodbye.
21.
Okay.
I wave as I go.
Okay, so Storm. Once you cross the bridge and you kind of cut the corner a little bit between or beyond the one wooded area, you can see a desolate field of blackened trees, and some of them appear to have bodies skewered on top of them. And with that 21,
so they're cooked.
Yeah, with the 21, you can see some of them are skeletons, some of them are a little more intact, and occasionally you can see one of them moving and gentle, like moaning.
Oh shit! How close is that one of those?
Kind of quickly going through, quickly scanning. It's hard to tell from here. It's probably one of the ones that isn't a skeleton, but you'd have to get closer to determine exactly which one it is.
I'm gonna move towards one I see is moving.
Okay.
No, I don't expect to stop you, but I do just advance and kind of keep my eyes around for Silvermaw. I'm terribly worried it's in a very tree ant name.
It's like a dwarf name.
I will say it is not the name he gave himself. But so yeah, Storm, you walk over and you can see there is a body on this blackened tree spire. And it is gently twitching and moaning.
Like a human?
It looks like one of the barbarians.
Oh god.
How high up?
Yeah, good question.
Like 25 feet up.
Climb up. Feline agility, right up to him.
Okay.
As long as the tree doesn't crumble under my weight.
No, it is
char.
It is shockingly resilient.
Okay, so I climb up to dude, or dudette, or dudoid, or I don't know. Barbarian, shish, we'll call them.
Oh my god.
What?
It's really fun.
They do not appear. They mechanically they're making like death saving throws.
Okay, I'm going to
Someone get me up there. I have to spare the die.
touch dude. Dimension door with him to the ground.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do some cure wounds.
Spare the dying.
Okay, so spare the dying and then cure wounds. So go ahead and cure wounds.
All right. I'll cast it at, whatever it takes to get him. I don't know if you tell me what I sense, what level should be to get him back.
Well, anything will certainly help him. So if you want him to be able to fight in a couple minutes, you probably want to spend a higher level. If you just want him to survive and get out of here, a first level cure wounds will be fine.
I'm gonna cast it at second.
Okay.
So, yeah, he gets plus my charisma, right?
Yes.
So, he gets 10 hit points.
Okay.
I want to be near to Storm to keep a watch out, but I don't want to stray too far from Navira.
Okay.
Tarbek is at this point trying to catch up to give additional medical help.
I'll smack the guy with an extra lay on hands for 5.
Hey, what are you? Oh wait, he looks better.
So his breathing stabilizes and the gaping wound in his chest kind of knits itself together. And he is breathing shallowly, but he's occasionally you can see him moving as if he will stir in a couple minutes.
Speak of stirring, is anything bothered that we took its man off a tree?
Yeah, can I get perception checks from everyone but Storm of Stars, Tarbek, and Kaw?
Would it bother you terribly for me to roll investigation?
Sure.
It's the way I go about it.
That's a 4.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna roll well on that anyway.
I got an 18.
18?
That's okay. Someone was.
Yeah.
I got a 21.
21? Okay. So
I am not built.
And
to
like I have been
think
very much like looking for something to be bothered by this. I'm
Yeah.
I'm murder scening this shit.
So both you and Gayle are like eyeing everything in this grove, and there is a tree that definitely moved, and it's a very big black and burnt tree, and it has moved closer to all of you since you last looked at it.
Oh, like the don't blink sort of reality.
Yeah, kinda.
It's like wait, burp, burp, burp. Right.
Hey, I can
Well,
do that
but
too.
I'm focused on.
You're focused on
so-
healing the guy, yeah.
Right.
All right.
Oh, found him.
Yes.
Yeah, at
Keep
that, Kaw's gonna look up and just like look at Gale, point to him.
Over there.
I don't see it, but I sense the suspicion of my teammates, and
Yeah. And it is, when it is motionless, it just looks like a tree. It looks like a dead tree, but it looks like a tree.
Okay, I cast tongues
Okay.
and I regain a second level spell slot. Oi there, Silvermaw. We were brought here quite against our will, but we are here now. We'd love to treat.
I see what you did there.
Large yellow eyes open from the tree, and its mouth starts to open, and as it does, you can see that its fangs are covered in silver.
in what?
Silver.
Like the metal.
Yes.
That's what he.
So it kind of looks like
And it has fangs.
Oh.
yes.
Yes, you said fangs.
Yes.
specifically. Okay.
And
Fang.
he will say, he will say, so you have found the spire of lost friends. Tragic, is it not? So many innocent trees murdered.
Yes, perhaps, but many of them seem to think it was your doing. No. Why don't you let the people go?
He will say, the humans do not belong here. They ruin all they touch. May their corpses nourish the earth so they have some purpose. I will not rest until they are all dead. He will say, their greed and avarice condemned this place to the Shadowfell.
And yet you keep them. Wait, you do or don't keep them here? Hold on.
He says, I am a prisoner as much as they are. But I
Greed and avarice.
Who burned all the dryads and the trees and all of that?
He says their fire did.
You mean the big fire, or they make another fire?
He says they burned my friends in their
I told them.
their barbaric bonfire. I went to stop it, and all of my friends caught flame.
I should have listened to that bear with the hat on.
He has forsake this place. And if Aracel ends up being Smokey the Bear, it's going to be a really weird Dread Realm.
It's another PSA, Dread Realm.
A werebear ranger.
Yeah.
Well, now he has to do it. I hope you're proud of yourself, Timothy.
Add it to the
You guys
character
set it up.
creation channel.
I just called it. It was coalescing.
Werebears are lawful good, so it works doubly well,
Yeah.
actually.
He will
God.
he will point at the barbarian at your feet and say, so You've come to help the werewolves, have you?
But what?
The werewolves. No.
Nobody said anything about werewolves up until this point.
You're the first one to say that.
I helped someone who was suffering. If they be a werewolf, that's news to me. I am now wary of them.
Storm, time and place.
Is there a way we can rectify the situation?
He says, you can bring the rest of the clan to me, and they will be punished in a manner most deserving.
You see, that is outside the realm of our services. I think we were thinking more along the lines of diplomacy.
Yeah, I don't feel like putting a bunch of other people on top of tree branches and impaling them.
Well, I do. Why don't we talk about what I want?
My reply is no.
Yeah, he will say, I am tired of diplomacy and the lies of the humans.
I agree. They're terrible.
Yeah, I'm not.
Thank you.
Not on his side.
But
do a quick head count. None of us are human. Okay, good.
You got half a human. That's as close as you guys get.
Yeah.
Aren't tieflings like a little bit? Okay, whatever.
It depends on the edition.
But then
Right.
take your wrath out on the one responsible, their chieftain. You're picking off foot soldiers who are following orders. That's got a dark history. What I just mean to say is you're punishing followers.
If we bring the leader to you to answer for the fence,
I will met out the justice he deserves, yes.
but will you spare his community and will you spare the surrounding? Are you saying that the trees ignited spontaneously with their bonfire? The surrounding ones?
In his recollection of events, yes.
I do not think.
Yes.
Look, I know a little bit about how fire spreads for reasons. I do not think that's entirely possible unless the trees were already very dried out, in which case it's likely there would have been a naturally caused forest fire at some point in the same. Look, I do not think that a small bonfire would just an entire forest.
What if there was a magical connection there? Like his action somehow triggered some reaction, some sort of empathetic bond between the Dryad folk or the Treant folk and the...
Or he got really pissed off, went out, stomped on the fire, and it spread.
Thank you. Yes, this is exactly what's going to be my next posit. Yes. No.
The true person stamped in a fire and ran around on fire.
Pretty much, he caught fire and it spread.
Yes, this war of revenge and attrition sounds like total boy nonsense. I'd have it done. Can we go...
Take like an aerial view of the forest, and there's like a very clear line.
There's
I'm on fire!
Sorry.
It's at his house.
I'm on fire too. You don't see me complaining about it.
Tarbek, with all due respect, I don't think you burn quite as easily.
It's quite fair.
Also, Kaw just makes the sizzling sound of when he stuck his head in the river.
It's true.
So it's probably all the alcohol that's just sort of saturating your skin. Makes you inherently sort of like an oil lamp or something.
That is only like 20% of the reason.
Still,
Okay.
20%.
Back on topic.
Yes.
Treant wants
Thank
to
you,
murder
Gayle.
people.
Yeah, and he says he will not budge from... His counteroffer is, and then all of the humans die.
No, we can't. That's...
I feel like we're kind of negotiating with someone who maybe doesn't want to negotiate, and you can't. I don't know if we can really talk him down from kill everyone to just kill one person.
Yes. If you're not with me, you're against me.
Okay.
Kaw is just like literally, she is going to facepalm and just mutter to herself, "The devil."
Sidle over to the lady Kaw. I am, of course, an educated woman, long from just the kind of tales of my youth, but I have a feeling this ends with the two leaders of this extinguished.
Signs point to yes.
Yes. Do we try to lead them in conflict with each other and save as many as we can, or do you have a better idea?
My sources say no.
Okay. Oi, Silvermaw, come with us. I look around very confidently.
He says, "May I put the werewolf back on his spire?"
No, he's
No.
my werewolf now.
No, we will get you a better werewolf.
Yes.
Yes, the one you're truly mad at.
You
Just
may
gonna let
not.
that one cure for a little bit. Trust me, it'll taste better.
He will say, "But I'm mad at all of them."
Well,
No. Sorry.
Look, not good.
yeah,
Have you considered not being mad?
No, and I don't like the way that sounds.
Oh, look,
He says he will not leave his friends.
You will not you leave the glade, or
Yeah, sorry. All of the dead trees here he calls his friends.
oh,
So yeah,
yes.
he will not leave his friends.
okay, look, I don't have awaken, but I do have animate objects. I don't know if a tree counts as an object.
Let us.
I think it's a plant because spells make
Yeah.
enough distinctions
Yeah.
between objects and plants.
All right, I'm gonna pull Marty. What's your character's name again? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Hester, as you know.
All right, I'm gonna pull Hester aside to where Silvermaw can't hear us. Be like, so the plan is to get the two leaders together, correct?
Yes, I think
So
they
that they
need.
can kill each other, or we kill them both.
Yes. Yeah, sort
Okay.
of.
So, if we can get Silvermaw to the village of the barbarians, then the way to do that possibly would be to promise that he could kill all the barbarians.
I'm assuming you're out of Tarbek's ear range as well.
Now, of course, I'm not going to let this happen.
Yes, I was thinking that we go there and be like, look what they've done to your brother. Come, bring your torches, and yeah, one way or the other. Yes, I think either way we're inciting one side to violence against the other, and sort of like, surprise, you two assholes sort it out. That was more or less.
Should we evacuate the barbarians first?
The daughters are not terribly keen on their or their uncle and father's plan, respectively. They have much better ideas because, of course, they do.
What do they want their father uncle to die? I say with message because I
Well,
can hear
that's
you.
You just randomly hear a Kaw just say, "Cannot predict now." Just out, not in any specific direction.
How is Silvermaw behaving? Is he just sort of waiting? Or...
He seems to be like very attentively tending to the dead trees and kind of trying to like touch them, and if like any of them were peeling in any way, he kind of tries to put them back together. And he's patrolling around and kind of looking at the various corpses. He'll occasionally poke at one or push it down further.
I have a question.
Guys.
Do I think a lesser restoration or a cure wounds casted on the tree would have any sort of positive effect on it?
Mental high five.
On the dead trees.
Yes, it's a weird ask, I know.
I like it, but because of the way the Dread Realm works, no.
Fair enough.
Yes, we're dealing with fairy tale logic here.
Yeah.
I'm not a druid, so
I'd say...
But
Navira,
there are
why don't-
druids around.
Why don't we try to take this barbarian away? Perhaps that incites Silvermaw to follow, to be like, yo, that's my dead barbarian. If it doesn't, we take it back to the village and are like, hey, here's your dude.
It's a he.
Man, it's a werewolf.
Isn't it?
Presuming
Of them?
it's gender. Yes, it's possible.
What? It's a
Get woke, Storm.
I mean, we have it on Crazy Tree's authority that it's a werewolf.
But that,
It's-
I'm not exactly one to believe Crazy Tree
Thank you.
in any way that.
Why are we
Given-
discussing inciting possibly a giant tribal massacre?
Thank you.
This just seems like a terrible plan. I'm going to be straight with you. This is a terrible idea.
grandfather's angry.
I'm with Gramps. Okay.
We're
Pardon,
not
sorry.
going to let him kill them.
Even if you let them kill a leader, I still don't think that's a great idea because, then, what happens when you kill a tribe's leader is they tend to dissolve into different factions about who should be the new leader.
Yes,
Well, that sounds like a them problem.
the niece.
But right now they've got quite a bigger problem.
What if there's half the tribe that wants the niece to be the new leader and half the tribe that wants the daughter to be the new leader? And then maybe there's another kid that we don't know about. The stepson or whatever wants to be
Hey,
the new leader.
Gramps.
You're
they
playing
draw
Dragon
onto
Chess
this.
way ahead of the rest of us, I think.
There's a very simple way to fix this. And we just,
Thank God, Gail.
Yeah?
Please.
Yes, Gail?
we just killed the tree ourselves and then just go home. Because it seems to be that he's the main bad guy here.
Wow. We're just using the bad guy term.
We're throwing around the B word. I fear it's not
about-
that simple.
What about my friend?
No, it is that simple.
And I'm more on the tree side, honestly, but okay.
What if we can heal him? What if
He's talking about committing mass genocide to people who
Of
are,
course he is.
by
I'm not
two
saying
different
he's
accounts,
right.
were trapped here by him.
So, what, do you want to just attack him?
Yeah.
While he's tending to the corpses of his loved ones.
That he's using to tend to by murdering people.
Well, I agree. It's complicated. I mean,
You saved the guy, Storm.
I know I did. I'm just saying, that doesn't mean that I don't think it's as cut and dry as that.
No, it is.
It may be.
This tree
I mean,
was somehow corrupted. We don't know. We don't want to know because apparently we just oh, the tree may be good. Let's just go let him murder a bunch of people.
well, I
I'm
don't
pretty
want him to do
sure.
that.
Then what do you want to do? Even
I like Gail's idea.
I would
for
have him
20
murder
minutes
one
about
person.
how are we going to, fix this tree guy. We don't know. He's apparently gone off the deep end.
No, as someone who attacks a lot, I'm actually a little bit concerned about what consequences there might be for killing this tree.
Well, it can't be
We
worse
don't know
than
if he has-
just staying here murdering people and not caring about, the dryads. They said he does not listen to them.
Look, guys, can
They're
we make a
still
decision
dying.
soon? Because eventually he's going to notice I have an axe on me, and I really don't want to be around when that happens.
You're also on fire. Kaw.
Yeah.
Um,
I must look like an avatar of destruction to him. Quite frankly, I'm surprised he hasn't attacked me yet.
does Kaw have any idea of what happens to a Dread Realm when you kill its Dreadlord?
It depends on the Dread Realm, but oftentimes they are released from their prison. The people in it are released from their prison. Some of them are very cyclical, like Barovia, for instance. It's just a cycle forever.
Oh
But,
yeah, it's like she knows that one.
yeah. But other ones,
You get 5 minutes where you can just be a person and then it
Yeah.
starts again.
but other ones, especially the very small, less important ones, if you kill the Dreadlord, often they are freed.
So Kaw's just gonna think about that for a second. Point at Gale and say, outlook good.
Thank you.
Tarbek's already sharpening his hand axe.
Okay,
I
so
would like to send to the niece
whose name
that if
is
she would
Tick
like
Nick.
to be free of the tyranny of lesser men, to convince her uncle to make a fight of it in Silvermaw's glade across the river.
You get a red receipt. She does not respond, though.
Oh, come on, you're just going to leave me on red? Cool.
So do
I'd
I
catch a
interpret?
fireball to have that happen, by the way. No respect.
So do I interpret Kaw's meeting as like, okay, it's okay to kill this tree?
Kinda.
All right. She's like, all right, fine. But if we get to beat his ass, then I say we also get to beat tribal leader's ass.
Fine, we'll do
Without a
both. but-
doubt.
We just give him a civics lesson, but all right.
So that's all of Task Force Unlikely on the side of kill him?
It's time for the smackdown. Let's go.
Aren't you all divine characters?
Silvermaw!
That's me.
I am true neutral, thank you.
Uh,
I'm actually
I am
lawful good.
reformed.
this thing is clearly evil. But,
Some form of divinity.
Star Chasers, would you like to object and or not participate in this fight?
No.
No.
I just, as far as the information was at the point, was where I was coming from. I feel for the forest and I feel for the trees and their plight, and that's where I was coming from. There's a way to solve this. If they're irretrievably evil, fuck them. Let's take them down.
Well, he is. The rest of the forest isn't, but...
Right.
The way these
Well,
the way
then
these
I'm in.
stories
You've
go,
got me. You have my paw.
it's man's hubris that's caused the problem. So I'm just
Well, man's hubris caused the problem. It doesn't necessarily mean solving man's hubris is the only way to solve it. Well, actually,
It
it's
seems
part
to
of the way
be
to solve
not
it.
man's hubris, but tree's hubris. Because
It's a little bit of column A,
tree
little bit of
didn't
column B.
know the difference between a forest fire and a bonfire.
That's a
This
good
is
point,
the
actually.
philosophy course.
So I'm
Could
gonna,
be
I'm just saying the tree is never the bad guy in these stories.
Feylord's
except he's
hubris.
clearly.
I have one final stupid question. If we smack down this tree, is the Lorax gonna pop out of his stump? Because if we do, I'm quitting this game.
Lorax is phase 2 of the boss fight.
This isn't even my final form.
I rest my case though.
I want to fight the Lorax. Okay, I'm gonna. Tarbek
I
is
never
gonna
read
catch.
it, so we're gonna fight the tree.
I will.
Tarbek?
I am the Lorax
I will
and
defend the
for the
Lorax.
trees.
Lorax materialize.
Defeat the scent, I'll break your fucking knees.
Tarbek is gonna go, "Oi, Silvermaw!" And then he's gonna cast spiritual weapon and cause a giant woodcutter's axe to appear.
Okay.
Jesus.
Everyone who wants to fight, roll initiative.
12.
I summoned Willow outside of initiative.
Okay.
11.
I also have an 12.
Okay.
I'll use the bonus action on my turn for that spiritual weapon. By the way, I got an 11.
10. Storm?
8.
Okay.
I'm glad we're all.
Me
you
too,
know,
buddy.
in the same
Sequential.
neighborhood.
Okay, so let's see.
The giant woodcutter's axe might have been rubbing it a little bit.
Oh, you think?
Hester,
So,
what did you get?
Also 8, yes.
Okay.
Space chases on 8. That's
It's
we always
sort
say
of
that.
a Green Lantern power, isn't it?
Yeah,
Spiritual weapon.
Yeah, spiritual weapon. Okay. Silvermaw. Oh, that's not where this is. This is where this is. Let's see. Silvermaw's lair gets to go first.
that's why I was kind of hoping we'd move him first, but
Is our werewolf still unconscious?
He's sort of awake. He will help you in
I
this fight. Yeah.
I introduced myself to him. Hi, I am the legendary Storm of Stars. I just pulled you off that tree. I hope you're feeling better.
He'll
Because
cough
they're
up some blood.
Yeah, you might want to keep that.
Okay.
This is amazing.
From the border, another plume of smoke kind of appears. And can I have everyone make Constitution saving throws, please?
If you are within 10 feet of me, you get my aura, so that's a +3 to saving throws.
Ooh.
Thank you, because that didn't work out so well for me.
I do not roll ones.
That's a 21 for me.
Okay.
24.
I also have a 21.
17.
Plus what? What do we get? What do we get near you? Plus 3?
+3.
Yes, that's an 8 for me.
Okay.
Oh no.
Wow.
Task
Hester
Force
and Storm
unlikely.
are both just got a big bong hit of bad air.
Yeah.
I think.
So
no.
Task Force unlikely is just in smoke and fire constantly.
if you
Totally.
if you
Guys,
got
it's
below
bread and butter.
if you got below a 13, you are poisoned.
Oh.
Is it too late to change my vote?
Do you want to use one of your rolls?
Yes. I would. Yes, please. If you will allow it, I would much rather that, because I hadn't even thought of that as an option until you announced the effect. So you can also say "boo" on that.
No, that's fine.
All right, I will have rolled a 12 then, which will be a +5 with Navira, so that's a 17.
Okay. So Storm, I think, is the only one who ends up being poisoned. So you have disadvantage on attack rolls, Storm.
Okay.
So that's not too bad.
Nope. Not so bad.
Okay. Silvermaw gets to go. And he will charge at all of you.
I don't know them.
You're hiding behind Navira, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
There's usually a wall of steel you can hide behind at any given point.
21 to hit
nice.
Tarbek.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so he will attempt to punch you, and his hand will... that's better. 26 to hit Tarbek.
That does hit.
Okay. So he will smash one of his wooden hands into you, and you take 29 bludgeoning damage.
Whew! Mamma mia!
And then
That's a lot of damage.
he will attempt to
We
bite
got a
you
tree.
with his silver maw.
Oh no.
25 to hit.
25 hits.
Okay, so
I'm gonna do. You can't silver bite my pal. I'm gonna do cutting words on that.
Okay.
So deduct. Shall I roll it or do you want?
you can roll.
Okay. I think it's a D8. Is that
Mhm.
right?
I believe so.
At your level, I believe so.
Yeah. -2. I don't think it did anything, right?
My AC is 22.
Shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh well, I tried.
It's okay.
He clamps down on you, Tarbek. Take 22 piercing damage, and make a Constitution saving throw.
Plus
Well-
3.
At least I'm
That's
good
three.
at those. Oh dear.
No.
Oh no. That is a 2. That's an 8
Okay.
in total.
You didn't roll a natural 1, did you?
No, I didn't roll a natural 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Natural 2, which is in some ways even worse.
It's exactly
moment, yes.
very worse.
I'll tell you what happens.
I have an ability to fish you out of a 1. I don't have an
Yeah.
ability to fish you out of a 2.
I'll tell you what happens on your turn, Tarbek. Gale.
Oh dear.
Don't like that.
Gayle will cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
Rubbing it in.
We got the fire axe. We got the scorching ray.
Does a dirty 20 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, I guarantee you, if that other attack had hit, I would be down right now.
And then that's 21.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And 19.
That's a hit.
Okay. So that's all of them hit then.
Yes, all of them hit. So, and they
So
do
the first one
fire
did
damage.
5 fire damage,
Okay.
and then 7, and then 8.
What's this guy's opinion about fire?
He hates it.
Good.
So
Good.
he even though he is blackened and charred, as soon as the fire hits him, he erupts in flames and just starts screaming and trying to put it out, and he pulls himself away from any of the living trees. And he does seem to take double damage from fire.
Am I still in his mouth?
No, he
Okay, good.
he let you go when he was done biting you.
And
He
then
had to
Gayle will
open his mouth to start screaming.
Yes.
See giant, massive bite marks in Tarbek's armor.
And what would you like to do, Gayle?
Gayle will bonus action hide behind the tree.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
At advantage.
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Okay. Ooh.
So 23 total.
Oh no, Gale's turned into a tree ant.
Just disappears. Navira.
It's time for the smackdown. He wouldn't happen. He's probably not a fiend or undead, is
No,
he?
he is a plant.
Well,
Even still.
shit.
The smite down.
Still, it's time. It's time for some hurting, man.
So he's not a dreadlord.
It is time for some.
Patriarchy is the dreadlord here. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Wait, he is the Dreadlord, it's just they don't have their own subtype.
Just trying to remember all my bonuses here. Ugh, really? So 12 on the first hit.
12 is a miss.
All right. 22.
That's a hit.
Hey.
Try that one on for size. And it's 4 for level 3, right? Just trying to.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's level plus 1d8. So 4d8, yeah.
Wow, not bad. 14, 19, 22.
Okay, oh boy. Okay.
That's about all I can do.
Okay. Tarbek. At the beginning of your turn, take 9 piercing damage.
Oh, come on! I have so little HP left as it is.
And it is your turn.
Only you could grow more of it back by yourself.
Yeah, man, if only I could do that. I'm going to cast Flame Strike.
Okay.
Because I'm fucking pissed.
Fair.
Which one's Flame Strike? Is that where you create like the giant pillar of fire?
Yes. And I'm going to do that right under him.
Okay. Does he
Which
have to
is
make a save?
It is a dexterity saving throw, and you know tree ants are very dexterous.
So good at that. He will roll an 11.
Yo, Silvermaw, I heard you hated bonfires, so we put some bonfire in your bonfire.
So that's
So we turned you into one.
So that's 4d6 fire damage and 4d6 radiant damage. I'm gonna roll the fire damage first and tell you it separately.
Yeah, he is going to use a legendary resistance to succeed on his save.
Yeah,
Darn.
Dreadlord
Like that.
will get those.
But he'll still take a crap ton of fire damage.
Okay,
So yeah.
that is 18 fire damage,
Okay, so he takes 18 fire damage.
but which is actually 30. Oh right,
No, but
yeah, 'cause-
because he...
yeah, no, it took me a second.
Hey, Andy, I just realized something.
Mhm.
I've been forgetting to roll my 2d6 for my actual sword damage. I've just been rolling
Smiting?
Oh. Well, go ahead and roll 2d6 for me.
God, I'm so bad at playing a paladin.
No, it's fine. Paladins do that.
That's an extra 5 damage
Okay.
for Mr. Treant.
And he's down.
Not quite.
And he also takes 11 points of radiant damage, which is 5 points of radiant damage. And then I'm going to take a swing with my lumberjack axe.
Mm-hmm.
Lumberjacks.
Yes, my lumberjacks. 17.
That
Oh, no, wait, 19.
is a hit.
Okay. And that is, I think, a d8.
Yeah,
crit.
d8 plus whiz.
Wisdom, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And then Tarbek's going to stay nice, decent distance away.
Okay. Make a Constitution
Yeah.
saving throw.
Again?
This is to get out of the damaging effect.
Okay. I don't think I'm actually within Navira's range now, unfortunately. That is a 13.
Okay. You're still silvered.
Great.
Lady Kaw.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word at 4th level here to heal Tarbek for 15 points of damage and cast Blink.
Okay. Bump.
Thank you kindly.
Where do you go with Blink? The ethereal plane?
Yes.
Yes. Hold on a second.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh,
You ought to look this up, and I don't like it.
Ravenloft affects magic in certain ways. Going to the border ethereal is the one thing you can do, like teleportation plane wise. Okay.
Good, because you let me do it in the Shadowfell.
Yeah, well, I should have looked it up then, probably too. Storm, but it's fine because it is fine. Everything's fine.
Storm
How are
coughs up
you?
a hairball because he's poisoned, and thereby casts lesser restoration on himself to remove the poison condition.
Okay.
And Hester is nearby. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. He's going to message Cantrip an encouraging word to her, or just say it aloud. Just Hester, the things look rough, but these guys are badasses. I think we'll be okay. So I'm gonna give her inspiration.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stay by this guy that I've healed and I'm protecting. So I'm gonna just make sure he doesn't get attacked.
Okay.
Glad that you made a new friend there.
Hester.
Well, yeah, there are no accidents.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
We'll just make this look like one. Cracks knuckles.
Yes, I've been sticking somewhat intentionally close to Navira this entire time, if you recall.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I will touch the back of her leg and cast haste.
Ooh.
God damn you.
No,
Okay.
I like that. I like that.
I don't
Okay.
think Andy likes that.
Yes.
No, as in the home game, they cast haste on the tank all the time, and I hate it. Okay,
Yes.
so Navira, your armor class increases by 2.
Yes.
Your dex saves increase by 2, or you have advantage on them?
Advantage on them.
Advantage on dex saves. You get an extra attack.
Extra action that you can use
An
to
extra
make an
action
attack.
to...
No, it's an additional action. Oh,
It's
yes,
an additional
sorry.
action, and you can use it to
that
make
can
one
only
more
be
attack.
used.
Yeah.
Attack, dash,
So you get-
disengage.
Yeah, you get
All right.
3 attacks a turn if you want to use them. You can also use it to run away.
Yes.
And if for any reason Hester loses concentration, you crash for a
you
turn.
Spend,
But
Oh, jeez, that's fun.
so
you
just
spend a
protect.
turn doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, protect the wizard.
Yeah, Navira will like feel the spell effect take hold of her and just look down at Hester and just like smile, just like, hell yeah.
I would then like to back away slowly. Who goes next in the attack order? It's Gayle, correct?
It's Gayle. Yeah.
Okay. Willow would like to fly at Silvermaw, bother it, and then disengage and fly the rest of its speed.
Okay.
So take the help action for Gale's sake.
Okay.
Or are we just... I'm sorry, I don't think you mentioned Willow before.
We're just gonna go on her initiative. That's fine.
Yeah. But
No, but
that's
like you
kinda how
didn't
we've been
mention you
doing it.
had a familiar.
Oh, yes, no. She's a real danger.
She summoned her at the very beginning of combat.
Yes.
Let's see.
Sorry.
The barbarian will stand up, and you can hear his bones crack as he transforms into a werewolf.
That's neat.
My fur sort of stands on end despite myself, just because dog,
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
So I'm just sort of like, and I'm watching him.
Navira, make a strength saving throw.
24.
Okay. A bunch of vines come up from the ground, and you're just like, no. Just kind of kick them all away, and they all
That's
give
cute.
up. And Silvermaw will attack you thrice.
Don't like that.
Oh boy. Okay, a 30 to hit.
Just misses.
You have +2.
And 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hit. Yeah, Andy, it hits.
Well, I don't know. With your +2, you have a lot of armor.
I have 20.
Andy, that would hit me.
Okay. So the first attack does
A lot.
29 bludgeoning damage.
Well, I can't even do the math on that right now.
It's only turn 2. Both the tanks are almost dead.
He's
That's what you get for being in the front.
It's the wrong message.
All right, keep hitting me with the bad news, Andy. Let's go.
29 bludgeoning damage a second time, and then 22 piercing damage, and make a Constitution saving throw.
No, I'm down.
Okay.
That's 80 points.
I'm down.
Navira falls over.
So yeah, 29, that's
Is 58.
48. That's 48. Well, no, it's 58. Sorry, and then
It's 80 points.
it's 80
Yeah,
points
it's
total.
exactly 80 points of damage.
Okay, no, I've got 3 hit points left.
Okay. Make a
Yeah.
Constitution saving throw.
I'm good at this. I should be fine. No, I'm not. Yeah, no, that's an 8. I also rolled the 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to make one of those
no.
miss?
Oh,
Yes.
fuck yes. Yes, the bite.
Okay.
I apologize. Yes, they rolled a 6 on the bite.
Okay. So give yourself 22 hit points, and don't worry about the con save.
Okay, thank you. Hester's my saving grace in this game.
Yes, I spent a very expensive spell slot on her. Leave her be.
Whoa. She's my tank.
It's a very
what's
heavy
your
investment.
Gayle, it is your turn.
I guess Gayle will just pop out of hiding, and I guess
Do you
I guess
still
I'll
have
cast-
those healing arrows?
I do have healing arrows. I think I have like 4 left, so I used one of them. So I didn't think they were healing arrows.
Right.
It would.
You do have some healing arrows, yeah.
So yeah, I'll shoot a healing arrow at Tarbek.
Okay.
I think he's down less, or
Yeah, probably.
I'm trying to remember how many they heal. What do they heal for? 2d6?
something like that.
I think so.
It's in my notes somewhere.
You want me to roll, or you want to roll? Or...
I'll roll it. 7 more hit points back.
Thank you kindly.
And then I'll go back to hiding.
No longer bloodied.
Navira.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an extra action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I get 2 attacks per action?
You get...
Or is it just an extra attack?
It's just an extra attack the way haste is worded. So you get a total of 3
Gotcha.
attacks.
Okay. So I'm actually going to use that 3rd action to heal myself.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, just use the rest of my lay on hand to get me.
Sure. It's fine. I know it's not in the rules. It's fine. For now. Because we're also running late. So...
Fair enough.
Okay.
Your first attack has
late.
as advantage because of Willow.
It does.
Oh, amazing. Fantastic. Lovely. That's a natural 20.
Hey!
Cool.
You know what that means.
All your dice.
Time
Pick them
to
all up.
roll
Time,
all
time.
the
Oh, is this
dice.
74 flex?
With 76 is the record.
76.
It was
That's what it
76 points of damage was what
Well,
happened
she's a higher level now, I think.
last time.
Do you
Okay,
get the
so...
extra... not yet, right? The extra bonus
So,
auto smite.
so 14, 20,
that's at level
21,
11.
27, 32.
You get to re-roll 1s and 2s.
I do. 32, 39, 46, 52, 60, 63, plus 9, 72 points of damage.
So close.
Close.
We're almost there.
And you rolled your 4d6?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I rolled 46.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay. Okay, I gotta do math.
So it's 46 from the damage from the sword.
From the sword, plus
4d8 from... No, wait.
From
8
Divine
from
Smite.
the smite.
Yeah,
What
8d8,
level did you
yeah.
smite at?
I
Oh,
smited at 3. That's my last 3rd level spell slot, though.
It's worth it. Absolutely
Okay.
worth it.
Yeah.
So, second attack.
Right.
Or-
Oh, right. Yes, more.
Yeah, no, I'm not done. That's not as good. That's only a 13.
That's a miss.
All right, well,
Got one more.
No, because she healed
no,
herself.
yeah.
I used my action to go.
Silvermaw is bloodied, by the way, because it just took 72 points of damage. Well, you knocked it way below bloodied with the 70. It was near it,
Okay,
and then
cool.
you knocked it way below it.
Okay, good.
Tarbek. Take 9.
All right.
This boy down.
9 piercing damage, Tarbek.
Whatever. It's fine, guys. I'm only a little bit bloodied. Okay, so I think I actually will do more damage this way, although there is the risk of it not actually working. I am going to cast Searing Smite. And I'm going to go ahead and cast... One second, I just got to get the information for Searing Smite up. Ooh, that's a good spell. I'm going to go ahead and cast that at 4th level, because why not? Why not do 4d6 fire damage if I hit?
Okay.
Oh, damn.
And I'm going to charge in and take a swing. And that is going to be plus 7 to hit. So that is a 17.
Is a hit.
Okay. Prepare yourself. This is going to be real painful. So I get 1d8 fire damage from... And I'm going to roll the fire damage separately.
Yes, please. Thank you.
I get 1d8 fire damage because I'm a Forge Cleric.
Mm-hmm.
And I get another 4d6 because of Searing Smite. So that's... Okay, wow. Wow, wowie zowie. So that is... Okay, give me a second here. 14, 19 points of... No. Yeah, 19 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And I'm also going to roll just, my damage,
Mm-hmm.
which I sadly rolled a 1 on, so that's only 4 points of damage. Regular damage. So the 19 points of fire damage, the 4 points of regular damage. And then I'm also going to expend one of my my hammer charges. I think this is the first time I've done this.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what that does.
Stuns them.
Yes, it stuns, and I think it's a DC 15 Constitution save.
Fail.
Hmm?
Oh no, he will succeed. Sorry, he is crazy high con. He rolls a 22.
Yikes.
Jeez.
I actually can't find stun. Oh, it's a wisdom saving throw, apparently. Never mind.
Oh, well, he is lower that. Let's see. He still rolled a 20.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. He's a dread.
Okay.
These are pretty wise.
Yeah.
So he's not
dreadnought,
stunned,
yeah.
and I lose, I think, how many charges?
I think it's like
2 charges. It says 2
yeah.
charges.
okay, so that's Tarbek. Lady Kaw.
I did the fire did double damage.
It did, yes.
Awesome.
I forgot to add a 3 to my damage for my Aura of Hate,
Okay.
so it was actually 75.
Oh.
Tarbek turns to Navira, by the way, after hitting with that attack and says, I learned it from watching you, okay?
And I'm very proud. Just like smacks him on the back.
Thank you
Got a
kindly.
role reversal. I like it. Who looks worse for the wear right now, Navira or Tarbek? Because I know Navira just healed herself, and Tarbek so far has not.
I'm at 65 out of 83.
Do I get to roll for that?
Make a con save, yeah.
Come on, man.
It does do 29 abide.
That's
You're
14.
within my range again, so you get my...
14.
Okay, that's not enough. So I think Tarbek is more hurt than Navira.
For sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have 28 hit points. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 75, I am about a 28.
Oh my god.
Okay. So Lady Kaw is going to pop back into existence while glowing, point at Tarbek, and make a nice little bird sound. As a bonus action, again, cast Healing Word. Tarbek heals 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Then I would like Mr. Tree to make a Constitution saving throw as a 40-foot pillar of sunlight erupts at his feet.
Oh damn.
Take 27 points of radiant damage if he fails, 14 if he succeeds.
Okay, he succeeds, so he'll take 14 radiant damage. Okay.
And I pop back into the ether.
Okay. Storm.
Okay. I am going to. How close is he to us?
And he's close enough that he's engaging in melee combat with Navira, so he's
With those guys?
yeah, so he's like
pretty close.
probably 30
All right,
feet from you. Yeah,
And he looks pretty bad.
yeah, he looks pretty bad.
Can I do any sort of Arcana check? Just want to get a sense if he's susceptible to any sort of charm magic or not.
Based on his connection to the Feywild, probably no. I'll just give that to you. The Fey are notoriously hard to charm.
Right.
And-
Okay, then I am. Fair enough.
If not
Then I
immune, then advantage on the saving save for sure.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to. How close is Tarbek to?
Tarbek's like 15 feet from you.
All right, I'm going to move to Tarbek, touch him, give him a cure wounds.
Okay.
I'm going to cast it at 3rd level. And then I'm going to inspire. Who's next after me in order?
Hester, and then Gayle.
But I already have one, so Gayle.
Right,
would be
yeah,
after
you
that.
haven't popped it yet. I'm going to
Yeah.
inspire Gayle.
How much does that heal for, by the way?
I'm rolling it.
Oh.
Sorry. Wow, you did pretty well. 20 points, dude.
I'm
Nice.
Tarbek's looking great.
Great. Okay, and then I double back to my position, flanking my wolf friend. Hopefully, my friend. Yeah.
Okay.
What's his vibe currently?
He's going to attack Silvermaw on his turn.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So I'll double back to him and like high five paw him, tag team him.
Okay. Yeah. And when you tag team him, he charges at Silvermaw.
That's perfect.
What about? Okay. Well, Is it not my turn?
Oh, it is your turn. Sorry.
Tag team rules work.
He goes after you, but you I'm
I
sorry,
get
you
it.
do get to go first.
Okay. Then yes, I'm going to mind spike this mother.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are interested in having a new werewolf crew member, but
Maybe
Shoot,
he
maybe
might
there's an
want to get the
opportunity
hell
for
out
him.
of Dodge.
Yes, I throw probably pink energy at it because that's a Psylocke thing.
Right.
Does
Yeah, butterfly.
an 18 hit?
Oh, is that an attack? Yes.
Oh, and sorry, I'm casting it at the 4th level,
Okay.
and so I'm regaining a 3rd level spell slot.
Oh, Mind Fireball is the int save. I was like, one of these is an
Yes,
int save.
yes.
Okay.
No, this is mind bullets. So I roll 3d8 and then 2 additional d6 for casting it at a higher level.
Weird, but okay.
Yeah, it's one of Soup's made up spells. 7. That's 11.
She makes up good spells. That suit.
Really
She
does.
sure does,
Yeah.
though.
Also, while we're on the topic of Soup's made-up spells, fun fact about Dawn: if he ends his turn in that column of sunlight, he has to make another con check, and he takes damage.
Oh,
It lasts for a minute.
good.
You can redirect it as an action, I think.
As a bonus action.
What?
Dawn is good.
Yeah.
That's a little much.
Yeah. Soup went out of control with that. But...
Oh, I'm sorry. He does get to make a whiz save. I don't get to attack. Shoot.
Oh, okay. Well, he
What
rolled
makes him
very
an attack, then?
poorly. He rolled a 16.
Now, that's better than me. Remember, I'm kind of crappy.
Right, yeah. You're a dice
So shoot,
dancer.
what does that mean?
Half?
Probably
What
half.
is it?
It is half, yeah. So I rolled 16. He only takes 8 psychic damage.
Okay.
Shoot. That was supposed to be a lot more impressive. And I stay within range of Navira, but the hell away from Silvermaw.
Okay. The werewolf will attack and do. He'll miss once and hit once. So, do some damage, and it is. Ow! I always forget to do that. It's fine. And it is Silvermaw's turn.
Infect the tree with lycanthropy werewolf. Do it.
It's in the dawn, so it'll make a save.
Wait,
Ooh.
question. Is the Silvermaw thing literal?
Yeah, he has silver teeth.
Ah, jeez.
That's
oh,
why
no.
he did it to himself so he could murder werewolves.
Okay. That actually is very creative and kind of cool.
Okay.
See,
You were
he's
helping
the
this
good
guy again. Why?
He's the good guy.
He has to make a con save, Jay?
Correct.
Well, he rolled a 3. He gets to add 12 to it, so it's a 15.
Oh, apparently,
Yeah,
I
Mi-
forgot. Apparently, Searing Smite catches people on fire.
Mm-hmm.
He will succeed on that save. He rolled a
Okay.
15 on the die, and then he gets to add 12. So sorry, does that succeed or fail, Jay?
15 just fails. He takes 20 points of radiant damage.
Okay,
Oh, damn.
Cool. He's going to burn a legendary resistance to take 10 of that.
Then he takes 10.
Yeah. Okay. And then he will go and he will ask. Let's see what's the range on that.
It's actually a pretty tough boss fight, I gotta say.
Yeah.
He's
It's
pretty
not a
chunky.
pushover at all.
There's 6
I
of you.
don't like how much damage he does.
Okay.
bag of hip. Yeah, he's not fucking around.
Can I have Tarbek, Hester, Storm, Navira, and Kaw? Nope. No Kaw.
Nope.
So Tarbek, Storm, Hester, and Navira make Constitution saving throws.
This isn't a spell, is it?
No, it's a spell-like effect, which means
Okay.
you can't counter it. Sorry.
Okay.
Hand.
25.
Their action.
25. It's something he does. Yeah.
It's
It's
a
a
con
10.
save. you
Con
said?
save.
Very bad.
10. Man, Tarbek,
What's
You're-
with your con
you're
saves,
good at
sir?
those usually.
I don't know. I'm not actually proficient in con saves. I just have a very high constitution.
Okay.
It's the hangover.
That's probably that.
Yeah.
So with Navira's bonus, I did 13.
13. Okay. Hester.
I spent a luck, and that netted me a 19.
Okay.
Because my first one was pants.
So Tarbek and Storm take 14 necrotic damage as he stomps his foot, and this way, like a bunch of black flowers start to bloom all under you and then die. And as they do, you can kind of feel anyone who failed to save their life force slowly draining as they take the necrotic damage.
Ugh, nasty.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna.
Nice.
I mean, we asked for heavy metal shit, and that's what we got.
I say I didn't ask you for, and I reduce it by 2. What is this die 8? All I'm rolling is 2.
Okay.
All right. So I took 14.
Yes.
So I'll take 12. Great.
And then on his turn, he's looking very, very bad, so he will make one last stand
Oh dear.
against Navira.
Nope. Don't like that.
He rolled very poorly, so he will get
Okay.
one hit for 29 damage.
Doesn't do it.
Now, he rolled a 2 and a 3 other than that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still standing, buddy.
And then it is Gale's turn.
He looks really bad.
Yes.
Gayle will sneak around to behind him,
Mhm.
jump out, and stab him with her cool rapier.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a dirty 20.
Oh, that's a hit.
Okie doke. Does he take sneak attack
He
damage?
does take sneak attack damage.
Ooh, that's the sound of a lot of good dice.
Timber.
Oh, sort of good. 6, 12, 15, 20, 21, 22, 25 points of damage.
Okay. Gayle stabs her rapier, and his blackened wood shatters around his mouth as you all can see a black rapier stick through him, and he creaks and falls over. And I am sorry we ran late, so let me wrap this up for everyone. So, as he creaks and falls over, the werewolf looks at all of you and kind of like courage on its chest, and the smoke obscures all of your vision very quickly, and it kind of he fades away into the smoke. Task Force Unlikely. When you wipe your eyes clear of the smoke, you look around and see an absolutely beautiful forest glade. And it's like someone turned the saturation up to like 20.
Very wild.
It's very Feywild. And an absolutely stunning elven man, looks elven, turns to you and says, "Oh, you've returned to my garden."
I built a bridge.
And we'll pick up with you guys there next time. And Star Chasers. The smoke hits your eyes, and you look up hoping to see a brighter sky, and you do not. You appear to just still be in the Shadowfell, and you're like, what is this bullshit? The elf said we'd leave. But as your eyes focus, you're kind of looking out a window, and you look around, and you are in a gothic black castle that seems to be made of ice. And you can see Marley is standing there talking to an elven woman with a black crown. And every time you kind of look at her, you occasionally see black raven wings behind her.
Let it go, Elsa.
And we will pick up with Star Chasers in the Shadowfell next time.
Great.
Thank you all so much. I'm so sorry we went late. Let's do some...
We started a little late.
Yeah.
It won't be...
We did.
Let's do some outros and plugs. Marty.
Oh, no. It's terrible when I go first. Yes, I would like to plug Task Force Unlikely next week here at this very channel, I presume. And I'd also like to plug my terrible mustache, which is for a Halloween costume.
Timothy.
Hi, I'm Timothy. At Timothy Magic on Twitter, Timothy McCown Reynolds on Instagram. I'm a guard. I paint things. I would like to plug the rule of law. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Daniel.
Hi, my name's Daniel, and please, for fuck's sake, do your best to prevent forest fires. I am begging you. Just douse those campfires when you're done with them, and
Follow your current fire regulation laws.
Looking
yeah.
at you, California electric companies.
Those
you.
guys especially.
That's how you get dread realms.
No,
Yes,
look,
it is.
we have a dread realm for every state. Michigan was Saladon, clearly. And look, now we have California is here. And I can only assume that Barovia is. I don't have a good punchline for that one. I'm sorry.
New
I'll have to think of-
Jersey.
New Jersey.
It's New Jersey.
Uh,
It is New Jersey. Thank you.
I mean, the Jersey Devil. That makes sense.
Yeah. The
Okay,
Jersey Devil
and
Shroud.
God, Strahd with a Jersey accent, though.
Strahd.
Oh,
Hey, I'm Strahd von Zarovich, all right? Got a problem with that?
Oh,
When did you get here?
It's the crossover episode. I can do what I want, okay?
Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter if you like. I have no pithy thing to promote, except that booking hotels suck.
Weird.
Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. You can also follow me on Twitter if you would like, and I would like to plug my concern for Marley being in Shadowfell with the Raven Queen.
I'm sure it's
Thank
fine.
you.
It's
Oh,
fine.
yeah. That
Bless.
seems like it would...
And Mira.
Hi, I'm Mira. You can follow me on Twitter at Instagram at Birds and Nerds. I don't have new art, just old art. Look at it, love it, whatever you want to do. I would like to plug the New Jersey Barovia Tourism Board. I hear it's nice in the winter.
I'm Andy Hatton. Join us here next week for Task Force Unlikely. And yeah, it's going to be great. As always, everything's great. And though Marty's mustache he does not like, his costume was quite good, so worth it.
I still need a costume. I don't have any ideas.
Have a great night, everybody. Crossover, we did
It's
it.
not that into you, Strahd. Get over it.